Hello, crafty friends. It's Martin from martinsmayhem.co.uk. I hope you're all well. Today, I have a beautiful floral card to share with you where I create a beautiful floral project with the stunning Beautiful Peony stamp set from Altenew. How many times in a sentence can I say beautiful? Can we just take a moment? Anyway, now you know I love a good floral, but this one is honestly a chef's kiss. It's elegant, it's bold, and it's just perfect for colouring. I went for soft pink tones with a little bit of a dynamic black detail to really make the blooms pop. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how I've done it. But before we do, I have something exciting for you. For a limited time, I have an exclusive offer for you from February 27th through to March 6th. When you spend $99 or more at Altenew, you can receive a free set of a 6.5 by 8.5-inch storage pockets with a value of $13.99. All you need to do is add the storage pockets to your baskets and use code MartinPockets at checkout, or simply shop using the special link in the description below where the code is already built in for you. It is a one-time use and cannot be combined with any other offers. So if you've been thinking about treating yourself for a while, maybe now's the right time. Now onto the card. So I've started by stamping one of the floral images in Memento ink because we will be colouring these with alcohol markers. Then I stamped it onto a piece of masking paper and cut that out. That helped me block out the original stamped image before going over the top with the other floral stamp. Again, I created a mask, cut it out, and then use that to hide the floral images so I can stamp the leaves. For this project, I really wanted to go for a dynamic kind of tattoo-esque style project where I keep it really simple by having just a singular layer, but create depth and dimension through the use of layering. Now, these layerings are flat because I was aiming to go for as little depth as possible. That didn't quite work out. And I think it's always interesting when cards don't work out because it shows you how you can push the boundaries of your card making ability to really problem solve and make a solution. Now, please excuse my head, it makes multiple appearances. I'm just showing off the amount of grey hairs I have at the ripe old age of 32. Apparently, it just needs to be in there. So I am using some circle dies that I will link to in the description bar below, and Altenew's fine liner pen set. This is the original pen set. There is a second pen set that they have available, but this is the original. But I'll link to it again in the description bar below. Now I've used these pens to draw around the circle dies in order to create the background. Now, in the end, I don't end up using this because I don't particularly like the way it turned out, and I'm just going to cut it up. But you're going to learn from my mistakes and really think about a design before you go in and do it. So I do use these pens to add dots and different details, but in the end, you won't see them on the final project. This is when I'm looking at it going, oh, I don't like it. But anyway, so I'm going to colour these in, and I'm colouring it in with the Cottage Garden alcohol markers from Altenew. Now, I love these markers. It's the original alcohol markers I got from Altenew back when I first became connected with them. And honestly, they're fantastic. I love the fact that Altenew thought about making it easy for yourself by giving you 4 different shades in a colour family so that you don't need to be concerned about making sure you have the right colours to hand because you're good to go. Now I am using the pink tones in this set, and I wish I had the colours memorised but I don't. And for some reason, the website isn't loading for me. Well, just the alcohol markers website isn't working. So I'm just going to not touch it for a little bit and hope for the best. But anyway, I'm doing it really simply. So I'm keeping it with the light tone, the dark tones, and working to light. Now, when I get to the light tone, which I believe is called strawberry, I leave a white edge. Now that white edge is kind of created like a fake highlight almost, because you don't have a white alcohol marker, and I'm not a real fan of white gel pens. So just by leaving the edge a bit white, it creates an extra highlight, which is a quick and easy win. I adore sitting down and being able to colour and really work out and problem solve where the elements are going to be darker and where the elements are going to be lighter. But honestly, it doesn't matter. When I watch videos and people are like, "Oh, so the sun is over here, so everything this side is going to be light and everything away from this side is going to be dark." Love, I might have an art degree, but even I'm not going into that much detail. So you do you, boo, and I will do me. Sometimes we just apply too much pressure on getting the colouring right, and honestly, just go centre, dark, outside, light, easy peasy. Anyway, the website's just loaded, so this is good. I can give you the colours. So I use all 4 pink shades. So there's Raspberry Sunset, there's Blush Rose, Dusty Pink, and I was right, Strawberry. Just working through those colours really helps to add tone and dimension. Now I do both of the flowers in the same pink tones, but you could quite easily use the yellow tones within the set to do the other flower. I think that would have been really dynamic. However, I also don't think you get yellow peonies or orangey peonies. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That can be the thing you pop in the comments. Can you get an orange peony? Probably not. Anyway, so rinse and repeat, kind of working dark to light, leaving the edge soft and kind of filtered out. Now, what I like about the light tones is they are very light. Okay, so it's going to be easy to have it blend out to nothing, but you could always use like a 0 color alcohol marker to kind of really feather that tone out if you wanted to. Now for the greens, I know we're not at the greens yet, but I'm just going to start talking about them because I don't know what else to say about the pinks. I only use 2 of the 4. Now I only use 2 out of the 4 because the leaves are quite small, so to pack in a lot of colour I think would have overwhelmed the image. And at the end of the day, the leaves are secondary to the florals. So with that in mind, I used Missy Sage, which is the second lightest tone, and then the lightest tone of Pistachio. Using these 2 colours, again with the same idea and concept of just leaving the outside a little bit white, creates that really soft and delicate look. And I just love how these turned out. What I didn't go over is I did add a little bit on the blade, which is Y615 into the centres of the peonies in order to just kind of make that little bit pop. So that's when I'm doing it now. Then I'm going to move on to the leaves. I looked at the colours just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. So you could make the leaves a lot darker if you wanted to, but I honestly don't think you do. I will hold my hands up. This is at a 5 times speed, and I've been talking for a good, 5-10 minutes about, well, it's not 10 minutes because we're not even 10 minutes into the video. 5-7 minutes regarding the colouring itself. And the reason why I leave all the colouring in is because I think it's really important for you to see and really get a grasp of. Now, this is when I didn't like it, so I'm cutting it out. and I'm cutting as close to the stamped line as possible, because what I had done is I'd use my markers or the pens to colour, and what I haven't actually said is I've actually stamped a few more leaves and coloured them in, which I should have just started over really, because I already had like a dark line like through one of the leaves, and while it's not perfect, it's a handmade card, so meh. I did cut out another panel of white card, and you can see me there just drawing the new lines into the background. Because I fussy cut this out, I can then just pop it up on some foam adhesive just to kind of create that extra dimension that I was trying to avoid initially, but actually I think it works so much better. So I'm going over those circles again. I think I changed the circle sizes. I think I went for smaller ones, and then I'm just going to use a T-square ruler to draw down 2 lines in the center. It's a really simple detail by just adding some lines, but the first time I went a little bit too far with adding lots in, and it kind of spoiled it. When that's done, I am going to ink blend some blue into the background. Now I'm trying to remember what blue it was. I think it's blueberry. I've just deleted it. So that's really helpful, Martin. I think it's blueberry ink, and I'm just going to use a mini ink blending brush to add that detail behind it. And that's just going to help create the tone and kind of depth to the project that I was looking for. Now, this is completely optional. You don't need to do it. I think it shows up well on the actual photo, but not so well on the video. I'm just going to check. Yeah, so you can see it quite well in the photo. It's just a subtle blue background, and then it adds some black ink splatters. And again, this is where things go wrong because I smudge it with my finger. And it's just doomed. I literally just smudged it there and it upsets me. But hey ho, it is what it is. I lined up the image so you couldn't see the gaps of the circles. And yeah, I love how this is turned, albeit I smudged it. You just saw me just look at my finger going, what the heck? Now I am going to use the Gratitude press plates with some black foil. Now with this press plate, now everybody's machines going to be different. I like to have an extra paper shim in there because I found that actually that works really well. And while it's not perfect, it's still pretty good of an impression. There's a few spots in the center that's a little bit lighter, but you know what? Again, it's handmade, it's okay. I'm going to pop that up again on some dimension because I think dimension is life. And just going to pop that in the center. And I've gone forever grateful because I just loved the aspect of it. Now I'm going to add some stellar sequins. These are new stellar sequins in black. And I'm hiding that smudge with a massive sequin. Thank God for sequins. And it's just going to really pour this together, and then I'm going to pop it up on dimension on some foam tabs, and then that's the card complete. Now, as always, the description will be full of links to Altenew, where you can purchase the products for yourself. Every purchase through those links really helps me keep creating. So if you are able to place an order with Altenew, please do it through my links, it helps. But that's today's card. I hope you loved the video. Make sure you head over to martinsmayhem.co.uk for the full blog post. Bye!